damage for them. Like, you know, when you talk about tap dancing for the NFL, what does that really mean? You know, and I see Eric Reid quoting Malcolm X, right? And I asked you guys this last night. I asked you again, give me a yes or no. Have you ever seen, you know, he quoted Malcolm X when he talked about Stephen A, because he went in on Stephen A on social media, which I thought was very sad to watch. And it was surprising that Stephen A replied, because I imagine he gets lots of people that attack him on social media. But I think he replied because he felt sensitive to that. I think that he really feels in his heart of hearts that he's doing black people a favor by saying, let's be measured about this. Let's be thoughtful about this. Let's not go crazy about this, right? So, but when he quotes Malcolm X, Eric Reid's quoting Malcolm X. And I asked you guys last night, give me a yes or no on this. Have you ever seen Malcolm X complain about the white man and then ask the white man for a job? Have you ever seen Malcolm X, you know, maybe he's working at a construction site or at a Popeye's chicken restaurant, and he's complaining about white people while working for white people? Like, I'm not sitting here saying that there's not a complaint to be had. Yo, I talk about what white people do every day. White people gonna keep on being white. But have you ever seen Malcolm X, you know, at the unemployment line saying, you know, we got to take on the man, and the man ain't right, and you've been hoodwinked, you've been bamboozled, you've been run amok, you led astray, and now please let me fill out my job application because I deserve to get this job, right? Malcolm X ain't never, in my history, from what I know, I've never seen Malcolm X, you know, begging for a job, right? So when I see Kaepernick, you know, asking for a job, I'm not gonna say begging because I don't want to sound like I'm dissing the poor guy because he's young and maybe he's gonna figure this out later. When I see him asking the NFL to give him a job, but yet he's talking major shit about the NFL, I'm putting myself in both shoes. I'm like, yeah, he has a right to be mad because, like LeBron said, the NFL is full of plantation owners. But if I'm the NFL, you ain't getting shit from me. I'm serious. I'm just telling you guys, like, seriously, let's flip it. Let's make it, help you guys see it. If you own a business, and somebody talked mad shit about you and told you that, you know, that you were racist and that you wasn't shit and your product was terrible and blah, 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 would you hire that person on the job? Like, would you feel comfortable? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Would you feel comfortable having an employee who hates your guts, who is literally doing everything they can to disrupt your brand, to cause chaos on the job? To, you know, I get, I'm not saying that they wouldn't be right. Maybe you are an asshole. Maybe you need to hear that. But I'm gonna jump on a limb and tell you, you ain't gonna do that in my fucking house. That's not going to happen in Boyce Watkins Enterprises. That's not going to happen, because I have fired several people, and you have seen some of those people that I fired get pissed off because they thought they could come up in my house and make the rules. Some of these people are public. Some of these people are mad. Boyce ain't shit. Boyce ain't shit. Yeah, I ain't shit because I'm not putting up with your shit. You go build your own shit if you're gonna talk shit. Seriously. So when I say to Kaepernick, Eric Reid, everybody else, all these black men talking shit, is build your own shit, and then you can talk all the shit you want. You can't go into another man's house and complain about the furniture. You can't be in another man's territory and then tell him like why you deserve to have the big piece of chicken in the master bedroom. No, you're not. That's not your role. That's not your job. You're playing out of position right now. You know, because you're the third string linebacker acting like you're the quarterback and the captain of the team. No, you're not the quarterback and the captain of this team. You're not the coach. You are an employee. You're not the employer. Now, how do we change that? Well, I told you guys 1,000 times. I don't understand why black men have not created their own football league. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. Ice Cube created the Big Three League. Shout out to Ice Cube. I see other people that have tried to create leagues. They don't have the millions of dollars in resources, but I just really don't understand why these brothers haven't just, I mean, when you get to where you're talking all that smack, you got to have your own territory. Like my mama and my father used to tell me, when I got to an age, you know how boys get to a certain age, they get 15 or 16, they start bucking up. And I got about 14, 15 or 16. I started thinking I was a man, and I started getting a little hair on my chest and everything. And I'm like, yeah, well, it ain't right in here. That ain't fair. You shouldn't be like this, right? And my parents were just basic. They were like, okay, you want to talk like that? Well, you got to move out of your, you got to move out. You got to go, when you get your own apartment, you can do whatever you want, right? But until that day comes, you are in our house, you're eating our food, you're staying in a bedroom that we pay for. So this ain't a democracy. It ain't gonna be a democracy up in this motherfucker. Seriously. Like our house was not a democracy. And I think the NFL is kind of the same way. They're like, yeah, the minute you start paying our bills, then you can tell us what to do. But if we're paying your bills and you're asking us to do that because you have nowhere to go, obviously because you spent years putting your life on hold for years, waiting for us to give you an opportunity, well, guess what? The ball is completely in our court. We are the coach, the player. We are the referee. We are the owners of the building. We own the ball. We control this damn game, and you ain't nothing but a player in it. And you will move according to the rules that we structure in this process.